اهلا وسهلا في حلقه جديده من مادنس الام ام اي بودكاست لقضية ام ام اي. معايا النهارده عملاق، واللي انا سمعته عنه ان هو شخصيه مختلفه قوي. معايا النهارده فايتر في قضية اسمه علي شرقاوي. علي، ايه الاخبار؟
الحمد لله. How are you doing, Sharif? Thank you for such an awesome introduction.
Thank you, حبيبي. How's your day going?
Pretty good. During my morning routine, which you wake up, just make your bed, do your morning meditation, your stretches, the simple basic drills to get your body going, and feeling good. How about you, Moment?
I'm doing great. الحمد لله. انت باك جراوند بتاعك مختلف عن معظم الناس اللي بنشوفهم في الام ام اي وفي الرياضه عامه. اكتشفت الام ام اي ازاي، وايه اللي وصلك ان انت تبقى بروفيشنال فايتر؟
I'm my background. أنا كنت في عيلة ever since I was young. أول ما my father saw me able to jog or walk, فأبويا قال لي هنمرن الولد ده إيه؟ أول ما بدأت أعرف أجري. Got into so many sports, and every sports I would reach like a professional team, or like my father would tell me, are we going to do this professionally? And I would say no. I would reach a level and I would say no. Until one day, one of my close high school friends, Ali, bro, come try MMA out.
Okay.
I said that day with my friend, and I tried mixed martial arts, and I fell in love with it. I really did. And I think a big part of it, ever since I was young, I had this beautiful passion where if I'm able to protect myself and protect my friends or my girlfriend or the people around me, I felt this amazing feeling. And I was like, MMA made me feel it more and more the better I got at it. So I fell in love with the idea of feeling safe and secure and teaching people how to feel safe and secure. And that's kind of how I fell in love with it, and it just kept on.
فأنت you discovered it through practice before ever watching it as a fan.
I was aware of it as a fan, but I did not love it until I actually tried.
وبعد كده بقى ابتدى الجنونة بقى اللي هو watching it all the time، تسهر بالليل تتفرج وبتاع.
It's a way of life. فعلا كل يوم day to day I study it, you train it, you refine it. كل يوم بتلاقي ان هي بتبقى خلاص طريقة حياتك.
ايه الرياضات التانية اللي انت لعبتها قبل ما
كتير. I got into كورة, football, basketball, American football, rugby, field hockey, rounders, tennis, swimming, a bit of water polo بس مش كتير. Track and field, of course. I had to track and field when I was صغير كتير. And yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah.
Are you the kind of person who believes in manifestation with that kind of thing?
Very much. Visualization. Just I have a strong faith in the law of attraction, that if you condition your mind to believe something, but you also act upon it, you have a high percentage of manifesting it into real life. And also to add that there's a beautiful quote. Unfortunately, I don't remember who said it. It says, those who are strong in will get to mold the world around. And that is beautiful. If your will is truly strong, you'll find the world around you manifesting it to how you want.
It's similar to the concept of your focus determines your reality.
Yes, absolutely. And conditionally. That focus is not a one-day thing you got to do. It's a daily thing. And once you refine that focus for years and years, I believe you'll see good results. You'll see your results manifest.
And how do you channel that focus for MMA?
The MMA is one of the other reasons I really loved it, is that it's a game. It's an art of where the seconds are extremely valuable. 1 second mistake can cost you the fight. The costs are very high. So when the costs are very high, and in order to be successful, you need to reach a point where your brain is in an intense focus, where it's just every second makes a difference. And I found that in MMA, because I was so passionate about it, I wanted to be good at it, my brain was forced to reach a point where I have this refined state of focus. And that's how I manifest it in the shadow boxing that we do, in the sparring that we do, in the pad work, in the resistance training. It's so hard to build all of these aspects without having the focus. It's already hard with the focus, but without the focus, it's almost impossible to do it, especially for a long time. So now that I figured that out and I saw my focus being refined, I delved more and more into the training of the mixed martial arts.
Tell me about your first time training. When you first went there, usually the experience الناس بيشرحوا لنا ان هم بيخشوا الجيم وبيتدغدغوا اول مره وبيقولوا انا نفسي اتعلم اللي حصل. لا اللي حصل فيا ده. Was that a similar experience اللي حصل معاك؟
مش أول مرة أنا فاكر رحت كنت بلعب على البادز، كنت بلعب اللي هو just the basics، وكان صاحبي أحسن مني مش بكتير طبعا عشان أول يوم هو كان بقالي شوية فترة، فكنت شايفه هو بيتمرن إزاي، وأنا كنت بتمرن على البادز وبلعب بيسكس ولايت سبارينج وكده، وكنت عاوز ألعب زيه وأحسن منه كمان. فلقيت نفسي مش متدغدغ بس اللي هو يعني عاوز اوصل للمستوى ده. اشتغلت على نفسي قوي لحد ما وصلت، وطبعا جه الفتره اللي انا كنت بتدغدغ كل يوم لما I reached a point where I was like fighting my professional kickboxers وprofessional boxers وprofessional grapplers، اللي هو انا كنت بتمرن 5 ساعات في اليوم 5 ايام في الاسبوع لمدة 6 شهور. كانت فترة 6 شهور كنت قاعد بعمل كده، وكان كل يوم دغدغة، اللي هو كنت كل يوم أنا برجع بعد 5 ساعات مش شايف نفسي، لو بقيت زي absolute robot just moving every day. ودي بقى really refined my training، ولقيت قد إيه أنا مستعد أعمله to be one of the best to ever do it. And I have faith in that.
And what's your most comfortable area of MMA for you? Is it striking, grappling, and which is your favorite to watch?
Favorite to watch is strike, absolutely. Like I love the striking, just the little second cost. It's insane. But I love every aspect. I'm very comfortable. I love the grappling. Really, just trying to be comfortable with everything. I'm a mixed martial artist, and I feel like to be absolutely dominant, you need to be people like some of the greats like Demetrius Johnson, John Jones, GSP. All these greats, they weren't focused on one aspect.
They're a well-rounded fight.
Yes, exactly. And that's the beauty of mixed martial arts. If you focus on one thing, if you find a partner who's better at a certain aspect, and then he can expose that and like use it against him. So I try to be comfortable in everything, every aspect. But favorite to watch, definitely just that brawl, striking. You see 2 people going head to head. No one wants to take a step back. That's very, very fun to watch. That's watching.
So MMA is recent. طلعت recently هنا في مصر.
Yeah.
And it's more difficult to find an area where you can train all facets equally. Right, so you're most likely to be able to find a good jiu-jitsu coach and a good boxing coach or Muay Thai coach or what have you. Did you find it difficult to actually mix them to suit your style?
In the beginning, yes. When I first started mixed martial arts, like you said, I was having a hard time to find a good an academy that gave me both. But now I feel like I did. I found SGF Academy under Captain Izzat Haydar. Honestly, one of the best coaches of all time, and he's very intelligent in just the idea of combat in itself. So he's able, and that's very, very much mixed martial arts. And now I feel like I can transition in both striking and grappling. But I feel it's always good to be exposed to different styles, training with different people. And the more styles you're exposed to, the more aware of where you are, what level you are. that I kind of find it a bit of a hard time in of most. Compared to Borro, where you have like, I don't know, maybe 20 to 15 professional mixed martial arts fighters in one gym, and you have 5 coaches, and yet it's such a big gym abroad. Here's not.
Yeah, I noticed. I couldn't help but notice when I first met you. You're a big dude. You're a huge dude for a welterweight.
Yeah, I know that.
Is the weight cut hell? And,
It is.
And tell me how you go through it.
Okay, the hardest thing for me is the weight cut, honestly. I am a big dude. I'm a pretty tall dude. And going down to 77 kilograms is hellish, absolute hell when I have to go through it. Especially, I'm a guy whose metabolism is insanely high.
Okay.
And figuring out how to cope with a weight cut with my metabolism while going through the fight and not being completely drained has been a struggle that I've been trying to focus on and trying to optimally to go through. And I usually go through the same house. I don't like water cuts, just to make that clear. I hate water cuts. Water cuts. Are you aware of?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, for those, yeah, for the viewers.
So, guys, water cuts are basically one of the most dangerous ways to cut weight, and usually it's done by spending the week before the weigh-ins, where you're consuming very little food and mostly water throughout the whole week. And then like 2 days or a day before the weigh-ins, you completely, like, you go through the sauna, you wear the sweatsuit, you run, maybe walk or jog just to completely get all the water out of your system, because there's literally most of your body is just water. So then when you can get all the water out, you weigh in, you're super light, and then you can pump up all the weight after your weigh-ins. But of course, that's very dangerous for your brain, your kidney, and so many organs. It's
famously, Daniel Cormier had to withdraw from the Olympics.
And Habib
from the UFC.
Yeah.
And في منظمات كتيرة قوي اليومين دول بيعملوا hydration tests.
Yes.
To try to prevent that, but there's still ways to get around it, and fighters still cut water weight بالطريقة دي. And it's also you get more prone to getting knocked out.
Absolutely. Like one championship is one of the biggest organizations
with the hydration tests.
Yeah, and they completely banned the water cut. Yeah. I go through like extreme weight cutting, which is also not as healthy. It's not a healthy thing to do, but I feel it's better. Where I just I lower my calorie intake throughout the whole week. I'm still drinking water, but I'm doing like rounds of road work, rounds of shadow boxing, rounds of jump rope with like, of course, heavy clothing, but I'm still consuming light. But I'm just lowering my calorie intake until the weigh-ins, and then I go in and fight.
Okay, so it's more of a diet and intense training and stuff rather than an actual water weight cut.
Exactly. But no weights. No weightlifting.
No weightlifting.
No weightlifting a week before the fight. We just simply just to get the heart, keep the cardio maintained, with a lower calorie intake, and mostly protein, of course. So mostly protein, so I can burn more of, so I can keep my muscle mass, and just really focus on lower down the fats and the carbs to as little as possible. So that's why usually in weigh-ins I look extremely shredded, and my natural state isn't as shredded.
Yeah. So was there ever a moment, whether it be weight cut or a fight or sparring or training in general, where you thought, I don't want to do this anymore? And how did you overcome that?
That's a very good question. Absolutely. Honestly, like I absolutely had to have like extreme faith, and there are moments where you feel, well, I did go through moments where I felt, is this the best thing? Like, is this the best path for me and the people that I love? 100%. I did go through that a bit in the beginning, but I have this beautiful school of thought that I believe is called optimistic nihilism. optimistic nihilist. And it's the idea that there isn't like a big universal purpose for you, but you get to define how you want to live your life. What is your purpose?
Correct.
And I decided that way back. And I was very lucky to see that and just to have this concept in me. And it was my purpose is to try to be the best version I can be. And I found that is in combat. The best version I see myself is being a warrior, an amazing one, like the deadliest warrior of all time. And I have faith in that. So every time I go through the weight cuts and there's no nutrition going to my brain and I'm completely dead, and I just like, it's usually during the weight cuts. Sparring, no. I finish sparring, even if I get my ass beat, I'm happy. I'm learned. I can go back home and get back. And in the training, same thing. Weight cuts are when my brain and some of the doubt comes in. But then, like I said, the idea like, the struggle, this challenge that I might be feeling a bit overwhelmed at the moment is the best opportunity for me to actually reach that version of myself that I see myself being. So that keeps me clear.
Right. So that is the moment when you are actually tested, and that is the biggest obstacle you have to overcome.
Absolutely. Yeah. The nutrition part is honestly the biggest part for it. It comes.
So, how did your family take it when you told them you want to be a professional fighter? A cage fighter, they lock the door behind you. 2 men walk in, 1 man leaves.
Yeah, that was always a fun conversation. My dad was completely yes. Like he wasn't. Of course, he would have desired the safer path. Same with my dad, my mom and dad. But my dad, he was always into like. Action movies, combat movies, big fan of Jet Li, Jackie Chan, all these people. So I felt there's a part of it where he was like, yeah, he's interested. Okay, my son is actually pursuing this as a professional career. So there was a lot of support coming from my dad, my mom as well, insane support. But of course, as a mother, she's always
أكيد it's hard.
دايما في حته كده اللي هو طب ليه يا ابني ليه بتعمل كده؟ بعدين اشرح لها and she sees how happy I am, and then she's absolutely can keep going. So insane support I'm very lucky to have insane support from both of my parents, and I kind of feel that when you're going all the way, you're not half-assing it, and you've been doing it disciplined for not 1 year, 2 years, but you've been doing this for several years, the people around you, even if they weren't supportive at first, they'll see that, okay, he's not fooling around. They see the passion, they see the discipline, they see the consistency, and then you see them actually supporting me. And then they themselves start to see that and be inspired to do more.
Yes. So when you first joined Qadya, what was that experience like? What did you think when you saw the organization, and do you see it as something different from anything else you see here?
I see it as being completely transformative to the MMA world, especially the Arab world, and in Egypt, of course, specifically. It was the first time that I actually saw what I would see abroad during just the buildup of the fights, to see it here in Egypt and to experience it firsthand. And not just that, I see the amazing staff, and I see the amazing CEO, and I see just everyone is so focused on refining. And I feel when that is the core incentive, is to keep doing things better, to keep refining, then like the sky's the limit, honestly. And that's what I see in Qadya, which is absolutely beautiful.
So your last performance was a while ago, your last fight.
Yeah.
Didn't go your way, and we haven't seen you or heard from you since. What's been going on? Where have you been? And when are you planning on making a return?
Absolutely. Well, it's been around a year, slightly less than a year since my last fight. And I've been focused. I got a big opportunity over in Canada. One of my friends actually works with Master Firas Zahabi. For those who don't know who Master Firas Zahabi, he is one of the best mixed martial arts coaches in the world. Yeah, he coached George St. Pierre, who people again, which I would be very surprised if you don't know him, is one of the best MMA fighters in the world. So one of my friends told me you have an opportunity to come train over there. So I've been really focused on just traveling and moving to Canada to take my career a step forward, just by training at that level with all the other fighters around me, that level of fighters.
TriStar is a legendary gym.
It really is. It really is. So just been focused on traveling, training, got back to coaching as well. Looking also for a fight before I leave. Been reaching out for Qadya. If there are any opportunities anyone wants to fight, please guys, before December, I'm ready. And besides that, hustling, the simple hustle, you're like working, doing your best, and refining what I love. Yeah, just step by step forward.
نايس. علي احنا سمعنا ان في مسلسل تبع قضية هتطلع فيه. What can you tell us about it?
I can tell you, and this is bad. The steps of revolutionizing the MMA اللي بتحصل في مصر. دي تمثيلية كبيرة جدا اللي هو معمولة to get as close to describe the MMA world and what fighters go through ليه بقى to the outside community عشان الناس اللي بره في مصر يبتدوا يفهموا الام ام مش مجرد اتنين بيتخانقوا بس وخلاص في الكيج يشوفوا كل الحاجات اللي بتحصل قبل الفايت بعد الفايت جوه الفايت الرايفلري اللي موجوده ما بين اتنين وان شاء الله انا ليا سايد رول موجود فيه ابتدي بقى احمس الناس اكتر قبل الفايتس وكده اشوف الرول اللي انا هعمله ان شاء الله قبل ما المسلسل يطلع. But it's going to be a good one. It's a very big TV show.
Are you excited ان انت تمثل? Looking forward to the challenge?
Yes, it's a new one. قشطة صراحة. It's pretty exciting being an actor. It's new exposure for me, and I'm pretty excited to get exposed to something so new.
So, do you have any advice for up-and-coming fighters or fighters in general?
Yes. Okay. Okay. So. That's an awesome question. Thank you. Because there's a beautiful concept called kaizen. Kaizen, it's a Japanese word that translates to continuous good growth. And the idea of it is that when you're seeking to be great or as being one of the best to ever do at a certain craft, you shouldn't seek to be insanely good at 1 day or 2 days or 3 days. That insane amount of growth doesn't happen at a short term. It happens at accumulating long-term consistent development. So Kaizen is about the idea where first off, I was introduced to it by one of the best combat coaches of all time, Master John Danner. He is the coach of Gordon Ryan, who is widely considered the best grappler, the best no-gi grappler of all time. And he also was George St. Pierre's coach.
Yeah.
And he was the one that I got introduced to Kaizen towards. So then I realized this concept has been incorporated by corporations, fighters, coaching. You can incorporate it in anything in your life. And it's the idea that you accept that most days في حياتك are just mundane days. You don't experience insane growth من يوم ليوم. But if you desire to consistently build yourself day after day after day, and you accumulate this by after 5 years, 10 years, وكل ده انت بتجمع من 5-10 years of step by step growth. فتوصل لحاجة عظيمة في الآخر. فما تدورش ان انت بتبقى عظيم في يوم او اسبوع او سنة. دور ان انت تفضل منضبط ل5 10 سنين 15 سنة في حاجة ولما تجمعها فعلا كله مع بعض you can really achieve great things.
اللي هي نفس الفكرة بتاعت 1% كل يوم او في سلم ولازم تبدأ من السلمة اللي تحت
exact step by step. ما تبقاش اللي هو overwhelmed من اللي انا لازم ابقى اللي انا هبقى بطل عالم بكرة. انت بطل انت بطل اصلا لوحدك. انت عظيم لو انت مجرد كل يوم بتسعى ان انت تاخد خطوه لقدام. برضو اللي كان بيعمل كده one of the best برضو basketball players Kobe Bryant. This idea will take you way further من اللي انت مجرد عاوز الديستنيشن. في برضو quote بسيطة قوي I'm paraphrasing I think but it goes like this: the man who loves to walk will go further than the man who loves the destination. So you gotta enjoy the journey. Of course, enjoy the destination, seek it, but enjoy the journey more. Enjoy the process, believe in it, and take step by step. And never stop until your last breath, and then I'm positive you'll reach something great.
What else inspires you?
One of my biggest inspirations are previous warriors, previous champions. I'm a man who دايما أنا في حياتي وأنا كنت بحب أتعلم. بحب my teachers to be my master today, all the previous champions, and one of which that stands out, Miyamoto Musashi. This man, Sharif, if you know him,
طبعا.
He is one of the deadliest warriors of all time. عشان أقرب لكم من الحاجات اللي هو العظيمة اللي عملها، الراجل ده كان دخل over 60 dudes.
هو ساموراي ياباني.
Yes. ساموراي ياباني في وقت 1500s, late 1500s, where he got into over 60 duels. اللي هو 60 duels, which اللي هو weren't all life or death, but he never lost a single duel out of these 60. He did suffer a loss and أنا اتعلمته من بدري في his early life, but it still contributed to how amazing he is. الراجل ده one of the things he did عشان بس الناس تكون فاهمة just how amazing he is. At the age of 13 وهو 13 سنة, he killed a fully fledged samurai with a wooden staff. تخيل انت عيل 13 سنة واقف قدامك a grown samurai بسيف وتقتله with a wooden staff. فبعدين بعد ما كبر ودخل 2 wars بتاع السنجوكو الساكيجاهارا war في وقت الوار بيريدز بتاع جابان, هو وصل in after accumulating so many victories عمل his own autobiography اسمها The Book of Five Rings. The Book of Five Rings عشان مش هنخش في الكتاب كله عشان it's a lot, but there's a concept called void. دي أنا بقى في حياتي دايما قاعد بستخدمها بصراحة and it inspired me a lot. اللي أنت مجرد تحاول to get away of any bewilderment جوه مخك, to simply flow في كل تاسك انت قاعد بتعمله في حياتك, في الفايتس, في التريننج, في معاملتك مع عيلتك, في حتى وانت بتفكر تبقى مفيش bewilderment. كل تاسك بتبقى able to do it fully, وساعتها if you every task I have to do it fully هتلاقي نفسك you can absorb way more knowledge من الناس اللي حواليك فتخليك توصل لبوتنشال أعلى. and Musashi اقروا كتاب بجد لأي حد يقدر, The Book of Five Rings, and في برضو كتاب ليه بس ده biography اسمه موساشي برضو بتاع ايجي يوشيكاوا, بس ده 1000 صفحة, فاللي ما بيحبش القراءة
Book of Five Rings مش كتاب طويل.
50 صفحة يا جماعة, هو 54 صفحة ممكن بس تقراه واحدة واحدة تفهمه, وأنا ساعدني كتير قوي, وممكن يساعد برضو other fighters on their path to be exceptional, to be great fighters.
علي, ممكن تحكي لي ايه اللي حصل لك قبل اول ماتش في قضية؟
That was a very tough experience. أنا أول event في قضية أسبوع before the weigh-ins كنت أنا بخس من weight cut ساعتي, كنت بمشي بالعجلة literally في بداية الأسبوع ماشي بالعجلة, عربية شالتني من وراء على العجلة, كانت حادثة تي-بونج مي. طبعا طلعت على كبوت العربية, اتقلبت نزلت على الأسفلت. عمري ما انسى عشان كان أول أسبوع أنا كنت ماشي بالعجلة حوالين الكومباوند, وكنت قاعد بقى, كنت ساعتها أول يوم كنت بس هو ماشي بالمايو راكب العجلة وبحاول أنزل وزن. عربية BM راحت دخلت في نصي, شالتني على الكبوت, فرملت, اتقلبت ونزلت. طبعا بقى كان عندي concussion بسيط, لازم كنت أجري على المستشفى. وانا بقى من كتر ما انا كنت متعصب كان في دم عبال بينزل من وشي, وكنت قلقان قوي على الفايت, رحت من كتر العصبيه الراجل اللي خبطني كان خايف عليا والامن وكده كان بيجري عليا. انا كنت العصبيه رحت شايل العجله على كتفي وعاوز ارجع على طول عشان احط العجله في البيت واطلع على المستشفى واتاكد ان انا مخي سليم واعرف افايت. رحت بقى ساعتها واللي هو الراجل الصراحه خاف مني، كنت انا بقى دم وباصص له بقول له امشي ما تقربش مني دلوقتي، بعد هو مني ومشيت انا على طول. رحت المستشفى بقى كان عندي فراكشر، مش فراكشر بس كان عندي زي جرح جامد في وشي من على الشمال، كان عندي كونكشن في مخي، كان عندي فراكشر بسيط في اللفت ريبس في الدرع اللفت ريبس اللي عندي، كان عندي sprained right ankle وsprained left ankle، وكل ده طبعا في اسبوع الويت كات. كمان لما قيس كنت 75 كيلو يعني نزلت بكتير. تخيل واحد عديت بكتير 77 وكان من مارك كنت انا 75 كيلو. كنت بس الادويه والخسسان والستريس اللي كان ماشي في جسمي. بس الحمد لله برضو بعد حادثه زي كده challenged myself, did not drop the fight and got the win الحمد لله.
علي احكيني عن مرة اضطريت تستعمل السكيلز بتاعتك في MMA.
ده دي مواقف عدت كتير، بس انا لاحظت اوكي في موقف ومواقف كتير زي دي لاحظت قد ايه MMA ساعات اصلا بتخليك مش مضطر، يعني انت مش مضطر اصلا تستخدم القتال. بس احكي لك على موقف كان ضحك قوي الصراحه.
اوكي
كنت انا جيت في يوم لو I have my bag getting ready to go to training، وفاكر كان في like this European Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion وكنا هنروح ولو جاهز الرول معاه وقابله. نازل من البيت لقيت عركه ريتشلي بتحصل تحت البيت عندي.
اوكي
وانا كنت عارف اللي هو كانت ما بين البواب وواحد كده كان عارفه كان برضه للاسف بتاع مشاكل كتير وكده. فانا شايف الموضوع من بعيد فجاه اللي هو عارف اللي هو جو مصر، لقيت بقى موتوسيكلات بقى وجايه كتير وفجاه عركه قلبت فاهم تحت البيت والمطاوي والسنك، ولقيت اللي هو الموضوع فجاه بيقلب. وانا نازل رايح التمرين والاوبر واقف ومستنيني، واللي هو ما حبيتش طبعا عشان عارف البوابين ومعروف في المنطقه عندي اللي هو مبدا الواحد ده عارف تمشي دول واحد هيقولوا لك واحد على طول يقولوا لك عادي هنا طبعا. فانا بقى نازل شفت الموقف ده هادي واللي هو عمال بس شفت المطاوي والسنج وكان عارف برضو ناس منهم، فانا عمال بس اللي هو بوقع ده على الارض بتيك ذس اللي هو ده يقع على الارض ده اخبطه ده امسكه ده ارميه على العربيه عشان ما بين اصلا كان في عيل صغير في الموضوع. فانا فاكر بقى فجاه كانوا هم عمالين بيزقوا جوه جراج كده وعمالين بيحبسوا الناس اللي هو البوابين والناس التانية. فالولد الصغير من كتر ما هو قلقان وخايف كان عمال بقى بيرمي في طوب وازاز وفي كل حته. فانا بقى اللي هو جاي ببص وعايز الحقه لقيت طوبه جت في عيني اللي هو كانت حاسس هتطير عيني. انا طوبه جت دي في عيني واللي هو كنت خلاص بقى اللي هو انا مش هحوش، انا خلاص هبتدي اذيكم بقى أنا واحد هبتدي احاول اذيه. ولما حصل كده وشي قلب واحد اللي هو ساعتها لو واحد انا مستعد اموت يلا بينا بقى خلاص. بس في واحد منهم عمري ما انسى اول ما شاف الموضوع ده كان عمال بيبوس راسي واحنا اسفين وعمال بيبوس راسي ومش عارف ايه. ولقيت بقى ساعتها سبحان الله وانا كنت داخل لقيت ابويا كان هو نازل مع اخويا بقى عشان برضه حلو وظباط بقى والموضوع كان قلب جامد كده. انا رحت الحمد لله هديت شويه وما عشان انا كنت عامل انا من الحاجات اللي حالفها لما بدات MMA كان لجدتي ولابويا برضو المدربي عامه اللي هو حلفت ان انا عمري ما استخدم القتال الا لو انا في خطر، لو حياتي في خطر، حد من الناس اصحابي فعلا حياته في خطر، ولو في حد اللي هو في الشارع حسيته في خطر وحسيت انا مضطر اتدخل اتكلم الشرطه الاول وبعدين اتدخل.
اوكي
عشان تبي اون ذا سيف سايد عامه. فانا لما لقيت بقى الموقف وصل للدرجه دي كنت خلاص هديت لما لقيت ابويا والظباط وكده نزلت لنا. بعدين في واحد عمري ما انسى كان ماشي عمال بيشتم الموضوع اللي هو طب الموضوع بيتحل، انت عمال بتشتم ليه بصوت عالي وفي المنطقه وكده،
جاي ولعها تاني.
ده ما استحملتش الصراحه. اضطريت اوقعه اللي هو جست نوك اوت على طول، وهو كان بالطريقه دي ما استحملتش الصراحه. سخنت ضربت ضربه بتاعه وقع قاضيه وخلاص خدت بعضي ومشيت ساعتها. بس انا كنت ما بين اختيارين، اكلم بقى اللي هو اصحابي بقى اللي انا عارفهم وادور بقى عليهم الموضوع يقلب حوار كبير، يا اما اروح واتمرن مع اليوروبيان شامبيون في برازيليان جوجيتسو واتحسن كده. والحمد لله يوميها قلت خليني امشي الطريق الصح. رحت بقى اتمرن وما الحمد لله ما دخلتش بقى في الموضوع، ما كبرش قوي عن كده. بس كتير قوي المواقف دي بتحصل. واللي ضحكني كمان لما كان في مثلا تاكسي اللي هو الخناقات بتاعت العربيات وكده اللي بتحصل في مصر، بيجي مثلا يعني لو صاحبي مره حد كسر لسه نازل هيتخانق والراجل بقى لسه هينزل وهيخش بقى في الموضوع، اول ما فتحت الباب نزلت فاهم لقيته الحمد لله ده كيسه I'm a pretty tall big dude. اول ما لقيت الموضوع وصل للدرجه دي لقيت الراجل التاكسي راح دخل بعضه
شكرا.
العربيه ده الجيش اللي كانت برضه مواقف اجمد كمان.
ايوه
الجيش انا اول ما اوصل اصلا ماشي دي كانت جامده. انا اول ما وصلت الجيش ليتشلي اول يوم لقيتهم بياخدوني حكم دار الفصيله. فصيله يا جماعه اللي مش عارف عباره عن 120 واحد. انا اول يوم اوصل فيه يا شريف لقيتهم اللي هو صف الضابط كان في لقطه كده بتحصل كده، كان في ناس عمالين بيقولوا لهم ينقلوا مراتب من عنبر لعنبر تاني. فكانوا مختار 2 غلابه قوي كده، واحنا كلنا طبعا جيش واول يوم ومحدش طايق نفسه. فانا رحت واخد بعضي وساعدتهم، وكان زي 700 مرتبه. فبقى ساعدته انقلهم بقى بسرعه. انا كنت بشيل 7 ب7 وهم كانوا بينقلوا 2 ب2. فلما حصل كده صف الضابط راح جالي قال لي انت ذكر. قلت له حبيبي. قال لي خلاص بقى انت تصحي الناس دي كلها الساعه 5 الصبح وانت حاكم دار الفصيله دي. ده اول يوم وانا مش عارف اي حاجه. وبعدين لقيت الموضوع بعد 3-4 ايام بقيت حاكم دار الكتيبه، وبقيت بقى مسؤول عن 960 بني ادم. شويه بشويه كنت انا عشان اكوب منتلي وانا في الجيش كنت كل يوم الصبح بصحى قبل كل حد في الكتيبه وبتمرن في عز الصبح. كله في العنبر كله نايم وانا واقف في ارض الطابور وقاعد بشاهد بوكس وقاعد بتمرن. وده اللي كان بيخليني برتاح نفسيا وانا في الجيش. فهم طبعا شافوني قاعد بتمرن والناس كويسه قوي الحمد لله اللي معايا، فبدأوا عايزين يتعلموا. فكنت بعلم ناس اصلا وانا في الجيش، فكان جابت احترام برضو رهيب الحمد لله، عشان كان في احترام ما بيننا وحب بيننا. فجيت بقى بعديها اللي هو جاي يوم كنا بنعمل طابور اللياقه، كان الضابط بقى بيقول حد يجي يعمل طابور اللياقه. لقيت بقى الكتيبه كلها قامت بقى في الدور عالي عالي عالي. خلوني بقى ساعتها اروح وبقيت بقى بمرن المركز بقى ساعتها، فوديت مركز تدريبي. دي كانت بصراحه يعني اكسبيرينس كان حلو قوي، كانت خبره حلوه. ده انا ماسك بقى المايك وبمرن 5000 واحد. في ناس كرهتني طبعا، انا اكيد بمرن بجد كرهوني بسبب التمرين، وفي ناس حبتني قوي. بس بسببها بقى لما كان بيحصل اي مشكله في وسط الكتيبه او في وسط كده كان الحمد لله حسيت فيه تقدير. يعني كان انا في يوم كنت انا نايم فيه وكنا كلنا مقتولين وانا كنت تعبان قوي يوميها، وكنا احنا في ناس مشيت فحطوا ناس جديده في العنبر مع ناس تانية. ففي 2 كانوا بيشدوا بعض وبيشدوا مع بعض، واللي هو ده بيشتم في ده وده بيشتم في ده. وفجاه بقى واحد شتم التاني بالام. طبعا اللي هو الشتيمه بالام انت كله عارف بقى بتقلب الدنيا ازاي
طبعا.
فده شتم التاني بالام. فجأة لقيت يعني 6 بيرموا السراير وخلاص هيخشوا في بعض وانا نايم، وانا كان موتي وسمي وانا في الجيش حد يصحيني من النوم. بكره قوي. لا يوم اتعصبت جدا الصراحه. اللي هو جيت اول لما حصلت اللقطه دي ولقيتهم هم نطوا من السراير، اول ما سمعت هم نطوا من السراير رحت انا قايم وقالب السرير ليش ببص لهم. ما حدش فيكم عندكم دم؟ انا نايم هنا يبقى ما حدش يجي علي صوته. اللي هو انا كان يوم عمري ما انسى، ده كان عصبيه رهيبه. جبت اخري منهم وقلبت السرير، واللي كانت ضحك شويه هم نطوا من على السرير. اول لما انا اتعصبت وقلت كده لقيتهم فعلا نطوا على السرير
رجعوا تاني.
لا بس انا كنت متعصب جدا يوميها. انا فاكر لحد صف الضابط ده كمان دخل واللي هو هداني كده شويه. ودي دي كانت اللي هو من المواقف الحمد لله برضه جست الكونفدنس اللي بيجي لك من القتال كتير وكده. وانا برضه كان عندي حوار في العصبيه شويه، فلما الاثنين بيخشوا مع بعض خلت الناس الحمد لله تلم الدنيا على طول والموضوع ما يكبرش قوي.
I'm very happy to have met you. This has been a pleasure. And hopefully next time I see you, you'll be sitting here with the belt.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.